please welcome Donald Trump. We follow you and your antics, right. And I must say you're very entertaining. Your most recent criticism was Michelle Obama participating in the Oscars.
No, not too much of it. First of all, I like her very much. I think she's a really nice woman. I thought it was a little unusual to have politics mixed with the movies, and it's been done before, I guess, a little bit, but it was a little bit unusual to see that.
Yeah.
But I do like her. I think she's terrific.
How do you like her bangs, by the way?
I like her hair better the other way. You want me to be honest?
Yes,
right?
I want you to be honest.
I think she's a wonderful woman, or a beautiful woman. I like her hair better the other way. I think some people probably... Who likes the bangs?
I do.
Do you like them better?
Yes, the bangs soften her look. They make her look softer.
Well, she looked great both ways.
Yeah, she's a good-looking woman. All right, so is it true that are you suing President Obama for over $300 million?
Oh, that's a terrible thing.
I know, but people are talking.
Okay, so here's the story.
All right.
So some whack job put out that I was suing President... I'm not. I like President Obama in my own way. You know,
yes.
I like him. But no, that was a joke that was put out on the internet that Donald Trump is suing the president for $315 million because I don't like the job he's doing, okay? But you knew that.
But no, I didn't, because, I mean...
No, I'm not. But somebody did
put out...
You're
always saying something.
In fact, I even think somebody actually filed a suit in my name, just like I've been hacked all over the place.
Yeah.
I think they actually filed a suit in my name. But no, I am not suing them.
Are you suing Bill Maher?
Yeah, that I'm suing.
Here to give us the scoop on the new cast and maybe some secrets about her dad, please welcome the lovely Ivanka Trump. We want to know a little bit more about you guys, so we play this game here. It's called Fave 5. I'll ask the question. Ivanka, you answer first, and then Dad, you answer also.
This is tough.
Okay, Ivanka, what's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that to
The one and only Donald Trump.
Nice group. Very nice.
You know you're one of my faves.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
I like you too.
Thank you.
A lot.
Congratulations on the success of Celebrity Apprentice.
Thank
it
you.
just got picked up for another season.
Right.
So, you know I love the show. I love Celebrity Apprentice and I love Regular Apprentice.
Right.
But without Regular Apprentice, we would have never gotten to know people like Omarosa and Bill Rancic.
That's true.
Are we ever going to go back to Regular?
Well, you know, a lot of people ask that question, and I love it. It became the #1 show on television, and we did discover Omarosa.
Yeah.
You know, the amazing thing about Wendy, you and her were really at it for a while.
We were.
I remember you told me I won't ever talk, but she is sort of like
We sat next
friends,
to each other at the Sex and the City movie, remember? And that's when we
Yeah.
talked about it. But you know what?
You were not a big fan at one point, but I think you are now.
I'm a woman, and I'm allowed to change my mind. We've made up.
That's very good.
I like Omarosa.
So it is possible that happens. I must tell you, from my standpoint, I sort of love what we're doing. You know, so many of the celebrities, everybody wants to go. We must turn down 5 for everyone we take in terms of the celebrity, because it's been so good for the career. You know, the hardest one was first Celebrity Apprentice, because they didn't want to be fired.
Right.
And then with Joan and with the tremendous success of the people, Piers Morgan, you know, everybody that was on, not just the winners, because Trace came in second and he became the biggest country singer.
Mm-hmm. And, Omarosa's never won.
And Omarosa's never won. And look at Omarosa.
Exactly.
She's doing quite well. So, you know, it's something we would think about, but I love, just personally, I love going and seeing these people that I've seen all my life and saying, you're fired. Right?
That's an ego thing.
Yeah, that's more ego. I think that's more ego. But it could happen. A lot of people have asked for it.
So, you know, this past season was really riveting. And, you know, the question that a lot of people have is, why did you fire some of the most entertaining people early, like Latoya Jackson
Great question.
and Omarosa?
It's a great question. the show does well because I'm honest. If I wanted to be an entertainer, and you know, I have to. When they deserve to be fired, I have to fire them. I've had many cases where I didn't want to fire somebody from an entertainment standpoint,
yes.
but if I don't do it, it's not going to be the right thing. I have to do the right thing.
I like
and
that.
Sometimes, I mean, you know, sometimes I fire people. I would have loved to have kept Dennis Rodman longer.
Yes.
But it was like impossible. If I would have done that, I would have taken tremendous heat. You know, one person that was so popular, and I took a lot of heat for this one, firing Little John. People love Little John. They loved him, and so do I, by the way. I just saw him.
Yeah.
I have to do what's right, and entertainment has to be second. But a lot of times for entertainment, I wish I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But I think the credibility that I've built up for the show, that's what makes it successful ultimately. But
yes.
it's hard. It's hard.
The show is addictive. It really is. So, one of the more interesting things that happened this past season was when Latoya accused Omarosa of killing Michael Clark Duncan, her fiance.
Tough.
And it all kind of went down here on our show, from your show, where Omarosa called Latoya Latoya, and then there was a lawsuit that Omarosa was threatening. How was that behind the scenes?
Well, I can tell you it was rough, and they really disliked each other. But Omarosa was very rough with Latoya, and I love Omarosa, as you know.
Yes.
People said, is she really as bad as that? I said, actually, she's worse. But you know what? No. But we love her. Do we all love Omarosa in a sort of crazy way? And you know, look, hey,
she gives good TV.
She was with me when we became the #1 show on television.
Yep.
So what am I going to say? I don't like her. I mean, she's great.
Yeah.
But I will say she treated Latoya very, very tough during the show.
Well, she treated Star Jones
She treated
rough
probably
also.
everybody. But she treated him rough. And now they're, I guess, in some kind of a dispute. So you tell me what's happening with that.
Okay.
Because you know, once they get fired, I say the hell with
Right. And that's where I pick up the rest of the story.
Me, what happened?
Okay. So Omarosa was supposed to be sending legal papers to serve for the lawsuit to Latoya. Latoya came to the show and said she never received anything. So I guess that was just Omarosa talking, and everybody's gone their separate ways, and neither still likes one another, according to what Latoya told us.
Well, it was tough stuff. I mean, there's no question about it. But what are you going to do?
And well, it was also tough on Bret Michaels, but I have to say I agreed with you. Bret Michaels was the first one fired in this season's Celebrity Apprentice. He said that he needed, after you fired him, to sit down and have a man-to-man chat with you. Do you do that?
Well, I did. Look, first of all, I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you and I probably, for the same reason, we have a certain number of winners. It's very hard to win. We'll have 16 people, 14 people, all of them are celebrities.
Right.
And, you know, the other ones all agreed, and the offer was made. They all agreed to sit on my side of the table, like Piers and Joan, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So they sat with Ivanka, and they'd be the advisor, and they were kings and queens, right? Because they had won. Bret didn't want to do that. He wanted to go back on the show, and I said, you have to be kidding. And over the years, I'm a big fighter, a big fight fan. And I've seen these champions, these great champions, and they retire, and everybody loves them. And then about 2 years later, they say, I want to come back. And they get their ass kicked.
Right. And so their legacy is failure as opposed to winning.
I mean, how many people like that do we know? And I said, you don't really want to do this, but he did want to do it. Now, in all fairness to him, he wanted to do it because he wanted to raise money for his charity. So that's okay.
I get it.
But I still think he shouldn't have done it. And I was a little angry, and I fired him #1. And he, you know, he took it hard.
Well, he's a good guy. He's going to actually be here next Wednesday. He's been here before on the show, but I don't think that Bret should have been on the firing side of the table. He should have been a king.
Well, you know, when I first stood there, I said, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe, do you think I can? Now, look, from a human standpoint, and I said I always do what's right, but do you think I can really say you win again?
No.
In all fairness.
No.
I've got 14 celebrities.
Of course.
He won. Now I'm going to let him win again?
No, of course. All right, so let's move along to Penn Jillette and Trace Adkins. Two great guys. Who, does it come down to who raises the most money? And we've talked about this before.
Well, it's an advantage. And, you know, I'll tell you what, Trace has now won over $1 million just on the regular shows for charity. All going to charity.
Right.
And Penn has done really well. I mean, they're both great players. I would say that that's certainly an element, but not all the time. I mean, I've had winners and all the way where they didn't raise as much money, but they were better leaders, better whatever. So there are a lot of things. Money is one of the things. Now, in this case, you know, it used to go to you. Now it goes to charity, which is great. That's another thing, by the way, I like about the celebrity. the money raised goes to charity.
Goes to charity. One more thing before we go into a break. You can't talk to Donald Trump without talking about his Twitter wars. And you are to the point now where you don't just fight with celebrities. You fight with John Q. Public. And you just get at him. That is so entertaining to the rest of us.
Well, I've got millions of followers. By the way, @real Donald Trump. I love it. It's crazy. It's like eating peanuts. No, it's true. You have the same thing.
Yeah, but I don't call people losers and stuff.
No, I go at them.
You're so...
No. And I'm sure you probably have this too, but the level of hatred is unbelievable. I mean, the things, you have the worst hair. You are the most unattractive human being I've ever, stuff. No, it's true. Don't.
And then he gets right back at him, which is very
I
entertaining.
hit him back.
Listen, up next, everybody, you're going to get free advice from Donald Trump in a special edition of Ask Wendy and the Donald. It is time for a special edition of Ask Wendy and the Donald. So how can we help?
How you doing,
How
Wendy
you doing?
and Mr. Trump?
How are you?
I'm Judy, and I'm married to a wonderful man, but he's a golfaholic.
Oh.
He's very, very good. But I'd like him to spend just a little bit less time on the course and more time with me.
Now, Donald, you're a golfer.
And I'm an expert on this subject.
Okay.
Let him play golf. Tell him I love you. Does he make a good living?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let him play golf.
He does.
Tell him to enjoy himself. You love him. Don't take him off the golf course, because otherwise he may have to fly the coop. I doubt it, but he may fly the coop. Let him play. Encourage him. Don't do that. I've seen too many wives when I've seen it.
Right.
They say, "Oh, you're playing golf. You're playing golf." Guess what? One day they go home. He's not there.
When you take
happen.
him out of a habit that he really loves, he might turn on you like a wild dog. But you know what I would suggest? Does he play like at a club where there's a clubhouse?
Yes. Oh,
Can you get a cute golf outfit and maybe drive the golf?
I do golf.
All right. Well,
I do.
You might not golf on his level, so
no.
he might not want to play with her. But
You just let him play and tell him to enjoy himself, and he's going to love you even more. I'm telling you.
Okay. There you go. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Okay, we've got our next person. Have a seat, Judy.
Thanks, Judy.
Judy's still laughing. Judy, take each of our advice and figure something out in between, All right.
How you doing?
How you doing? I like your classy necklace. Did you win that here?
No, I did. Oh, actually, I saw it on the show.
Yeah, we gave those away.
I did, and I was jealous I wasn't here, but I went online and got one.
Okay, good. So go ahead.
Okay, hi, Mr. Trump.
How are you?
I work really long hours, and my boyfriend is starting to think that I may be cheating on him.
Whoa. Are you cheating?
I am not, Donald. How do I assure him that when I'm at work, I'm actually doing work and not someone else?
Now, Donald, I'm going to let you answer first. And your wife is a businesswoman, so I'm sure she works late sometimes as well.
But I think if he has that in the back of his mind, I mean, you love him that much?
Absolutely.
Can you live without him?
No, I cannot.
Because,
live
if
without
he
him.
has that now in the back of his mind, that could be trouble.
It's only going to
For
get
the
worse.
future, I'm saying.
How long
Okay.
have you been with him?
12 years.
And how old are you?
32.
And why boyfriend? He's not...
Yeah, exactly.
That's another show.
Oh, well, here's what I would suggest. You tell him that you're working late, and he better not, to prove his point, try to roll up at the job and do something embarrassing like, where is she, or cruise the parking lot.
Okay.
If he can't take your word for it, then you know what, after 12 years, maybe this is not the guy for you. And if we have to have another show on why it is you want to get married and he hasn't married you, then maybe they need to break up.
And you know what? I'm looking at you. You will have no trouble getting guys.
Okay, we have to, thank you, have a seat. We have time for one more quick question. Hi, Sassy.
How you doing, Wendy?
How you
Hello,
doing?
How are
Mr.
you?
Trump.
Nice seeing you.
I've been working in construction for 11 years, and when I find a potential guy and I tell them what I do, I think they get a little intimidated, and now I'm considering keeping it from them until they get to know me. Do you think that's a good idea?
I wouldn't do that. No, you should be proud of it. And I build a lot of things, lots of buildings.
Yes,
you probably
I do.
have heard that.
Uh-huh.
And more, I see more and more women doing jobs that you would have never seen 20 years ago, and they're making a lot of money.
Who are
and they're
these
great.
Neanderthals that
Be
you're
proud
dealing
of
with?
it. Be
Be
proud
proud
of
what
it.
you do. Never lie about it, and you keep dating until you find a guy who's going to accept it. Who are these stupid men? Good luck, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody, that is Ask Wendy and the Donald. Thank you so much, Donald, for being here again. Mwah. Mwah. You guys, make sure that you tune in to the live finale of All-Star Celebrity Apprentice. It's Sunday night at 9 on NBC. Please welcome Donald Trump.
Wow.
Oh, Donald. So nice to see you again.
That's great. You're so natural. You know, she's doing that monologue. She's so natural, isn't she?
Happy holidays. What is it like in the Trump household for the holiday season? Because you've got all the grandchildren and your wife.
Well, we have a lot of love. We get along. You know, we have a wonderful family that likes each other, and we'll be going down to Palm Beach, Florida for the Christmas vacation. We'll maybe stop at Trump National Doral in Miami, and, you know, I like to work. I mean, to be honest with you, I want to go to places that I have and control and own, and they're good places. Yes. So I'll be probably in Miami a little bit at Trump National, and then back up to there. And then I want to spend some time in New York because, honestly, there's nothing like, and you know it, there's nothing like Christmas in New York.
Nothing like it. It's beautiful outside.
When it's 85 degrees out, that's nice, but it's sort of like not Christmassy.
Do you and Melania, your wife, do you exchange gifts, or do you just buy at will all year?
She buys gifts, and I buy gifts, and we do exchange gifts, yes.
Nice. What do you want this year?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't
for the man who has everything.
She really finds me very, very difficult to buy a gift for. But, you know, I could say a tie, but you can get them at Macy's very inexpensively.
Yes.
A nice Trump tie.
A Trump tie.
I only want a Trump tie.
Only want a Trump tie.
If you give me another kind of tie, I get very upset.
Yeah.
You know? I want people going out and buying those ties. But, and what I get her, you know, she really doesn't want much. We just have a very nice relationship, and I think that's what she wants.
Nice.
And you cover,
All right.
Sort of interesting.
So yesterday I saw you ranting on the news via Skype about the Sony thing. Right. And I was in and out of the room, and I believe that I heard you say that Sony buckled under the pressure. They shouldn't have buckled.
Well, I think that, you know, to a certain extent, there's a little bit of an extortion going on. What's really the scariest is that North Korea seems to have a lot of power, if they're actually the ones doing it.
Right.
And, you know, you and I feel the same way, because I hear you're not a big email person, right? Because all it means is you send an email, you get sued. And I have many friends, and I actually had a case recently that I won because I didn't have any emails, and the judge said, now I know you're smart. But emails are very dangerous, and the whole thing with the internet's very dangerous. Yeah. I have a boy who's 8 years old, and he knows computers so well. And you can break in. You know, in the old days, when you're having wars, they give you a courier and an envelope and guards around. And, you know, nobody's going to... Now, you put something out over the internet, who knows how many people are reading it. So it's very scary. I do think, though, look, I hear the movie is terrible. and to say, because I know how you feel about it, if somebody did that to our president, whether you love your president or don't love your president, if they start talking about assassination, and I heard they did some really vile things. It wasn't just like assassination.
In the movie.
It was, really terrible, terrible things to him. You know, that's pretty bad stuff, right? So I can see both sides of it. At the same time, you know, there are a lot of bad things that you see in movies. There are a lot of bad things, and it seems very extortionary to me. So I can totally understand both sides. Now, as far as Sony is concerned, I mean, the way they've handled it has been terrible. And, of course, she also had the racial comments, and she said, and I know, is the Reverend Al a friend of yours?
Yes, I love him.
Because I like him, too. Yeah. Okay, I've always liked him. I understand him. He's doing his thing.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
We understand that.
Yes.
Well, he's doing this. I've known him a long time. I've gotten to fights with him. He's doing his thing. When she said that she's going to Reverend Al to solve her problem, I said she gets the award for stupidity because he's going to eat her up and he will take advantage of her.
Yes. All right. You know. Shifting gears, Donald. I've spent a lot of time in the last, couple of months going back and forth to Vegas. I've never spent more time in Vegas in the last few months.
You stay at my hotel?
Oh, you didn't invite me to tell jokes there. I was at the Venetian.
Now you're invited. Okay, now you're invited.
So now look, Vegas, but I'm from Jersey.
Right.
And every time I go to Vegas, I have a wonderful time, but I just get so jealous that we can't do the same thing in Jersey. What is going on with Atlantic City?
Well, I'll tell you what. I left Atlantic City. I had great timing. I got a lot of credit for it. I left 7 years ago. I saw what was happening. I made a lot of money at Atlantic City. It was a great investment for me. But 7 years ago, I saw what they were doing. They built the convention center in the wrong location. They didn't fix the airport. They did some terrible things and very unfair to the people. Low-income housing, very unfair to the people in the low-income housing. They surrounded casinos with low-income housing. Not good for the casinos, not good for the low-income housing. Everything was bad. They made so many mistakes. And then all of a sudden, you have tremendous competition. So Atlantic City is in serious trouble. I haven't been there in many years, but it's in serious trouble. I do have my name on the Taj Mahal. It's Trump Taj Mahal. And, you know, when I got out, I had to leave my name.
Yes.
That was
they
the
made
bad
you.
news. Well, you know, you get a certain price by leaving your name.
Oh, okay.
And you say, you know what? That's a lot of money. I think I'll leave my name. But,
All right.
But I'm going to go back. I'm going to start looking at Atlantic City. Something should be done. I know the people, and I know so many people out of jobs in Atlantic City, and they're great people.
Yes.
You know that.
Yeah, a lot of my family lives down there. All right, let's talk Celebrity Apprentice. I definitely want to ask you regarding doing regular people versus doing celebrities.
Right.
Will you be going back to doing regular people like how we met Bill Rancek and Kwame back then?
So it depends.
Okay.
If I run for president, I can't do it.
Here we go again, Don.
No, I'm telling you. If I run, I can't do it because you're not allowed to have a show if you're running for political office. I don't know why. They talk about certain things, but you're not. Look at the sign. Look at the sign. Trump.
Oh my gosh, Trump.
Okay?
Trump.
And I didn't give it. I didn't give it. That's a pretty good. I like that.
That's a good one.
I want that sign after the show. I think. Look, I love. First of all, I hate what's happened in the country, but I love doing The Apprentice,
Yes.
and I love doing Celebrity Apprentice. I say that for myself, I have more fun now with celebrity because I meet all these people that I've read about, whether it's, you know, all the people that you talk about all the time between Brandy and Vivica
Yes.
A. Fox.
But
Right?
because I enjoy, you know, I enjoy your show.
What do you like better?
I like Celebrity Apprentice better for you, but I like regular people for Millionaire Matchmaker with Patty. I like the regular
Yeah,
people. I don't like the
yeah.
celebrity matches.
Right, I
But I
understand.
do like the celebrities for you, and I don't think you should go back to the real
It
people.
works both ways.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when a show goes to celebrity, you don't go back. I
Yes.
mean, historically.
All right, so
But it's been great. You know, it was the #1 show on television. Continues to do great.
You know.
Continues to do great. You know, the one thing about our business, and it's sort of very simple. If you don't get good ratings, it's over.
It's over.
You can be the nicest person in the world. I have a friend who was canceled. He's the nicest person. He said, but I was so nice to everybody. I said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you can be the most vile person. If you get ratings, it
You're
doesn't
on.
matter. So congratulations, because you're doing
Thank
very
you.
well.
Thank you.
You're both doing well.
Thank you.
That's good.
Okay.
True.
I've been reading all the magazines and seeing the interviews. Kenya Moore and Brandy Glanville do not get along.
Not at all, and they are something. And Kenya Moore also with Vivica A. Fox. Vivica is this really fine, nice person.
Yes.
Okay? And I know
Yes.
she's a friend of yours.
Yes.
And on one of the episodes, I probably shouldn't be saying, but I have to. It turned out her cell phone got taken. And, you know, she writes these beautiful messages on, you know, the Twitter. May God be with you, and Happy Easter, and I love you all.
I read about this in one of the
and-
magazines. Kenya
Right.
took her
Kenya
phone.
got hold of her phone. And I don't know if she had a, you know, some kind of a security, but obviously not.
Yeah.
Kenya, the most vile messages. So it's from May God be with you, and please have a great Easter, to I'm the
50
worst.
and old or
Well,
something.
no, not
Did
only
they say-
that. I'm old, I'm broken,
Yeah.
much worse. I can't even say. What she said, you can't say, okay? It was, and tweet after tweet after tweet. So now people went crazy, she went crazy. And you have to see the fight that they had in the border. It's one of the coolest things we've ever had in this country.
Well, we'll be watching.
It was amazing. I've never seen anything like that.
Keep it here, everybody. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Donald's going to go under the Wendy tree. Whatever he grabs, they get. Donald Trump is here, and he went under the Wendy tree while the commercials were playing for a holiday gift grab. So, Donald, I'm going to do the pleasure of opening the boxes for you. Now, Donald, here, you can hold this up right here. Here, actually, touch it. There you go. That's what she said. Donald, it's an HTC Re-camera, and this HTC Re-camera is really remarkable because you don't put it up to your eye. You hold it like this and you point to what you want. It's got a wide scope. It takes pictures out of the water, and guess what? Underwater. The sensor turns it on. There's one single button. It's a camera, and it's also a video taker. So you're all going home with the Re for free. Good. An underwater camera, nice. All right, let's see the next
How
thing.
many people are going to be using an underwater camera, though?
When they
This
go on
doesn't look like the kind of audience, but it looks
When
great.
they go on
Good luck.
vacation. All right, look, I'm gonna take this out of the box.
Okay.
All right, this is what this is. First of all, how sophisticated looking, right? It's the wireless audio system from the House of Marley, inspired by the one and only Bob Marley. It sounds great, it's easy to use. All the House of Marley products are made from beautiful, sustainable materials, and you're all going home with this beautiful get-together audio system. So, congratulations to you. Donald, always a pleasure to see you.
Great.
Good
It's
luck
really
with that
great.
run for the White House.
Thank you.
Question mark?
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what
But
happens.
if you don't do that, we still got Celebrity Apprentice.
I'll still be here.
Okay,
I
perfect.
promise.
Donald Trump, everybody, Celebrity Apprentice premieres January 4th, 9 p.m. on NBC.